Hey everyone, it's Lacey here. I just want to take a couple of minutes to talk about Kelsey from Rock of Love Bus. I'm sure you guys have probably heard already. Kelsey passed away a few days ago. Now, I'm sure you feel many of the same feelings that I feel, which is just complete shock. Kelsey was only 39 years old, and this is something that she, of all people, never deserved. I didn't get to know Kelsey that well, but the small amount of time with her that I spent, she is just an absolutely amazing person. I got to know her a little bit when I interviewed her on Talk of Love. Now, normally when I interview a guest, I usually call them a few days ahead of time just to talk to them for a few minutes and get a vibe of what they want to talk about, that sort of thing. And when I called Kelsey before the interview, what should have just been like a 5 or 10 minute long conversation ended with us talking and laughing and exchanging stories for like well over an hour. And it left me feeling like I had already been friends with her for years. But that's exactly who Kelsey was. You spend a little bit of time with her and she makes you feel like you guys have been friends forever. My heart goes out to Kelsey's family and her friends. And, even though she's gone and she will be missed, Kelsey will always be remembered with so much love. And as I said, I'm just so grateful I got to spend a little piece of life with her.
Kelsey?
Hi, Kelsey. How you doing?
Hi,
Kelsey,
Brett.
super hot, Kelsey. Oh.
Some people are born smart and really intelligent. Some people are born with looks, and so they tend to use that to get what they want out of life. And I've kind of gone more that route.
So let's start from the beginning. Tell us what was your life like before the shows? Like who was Kelsey before the shows, not on reality TV? And then how did you end up in your like regular normal life? How did you end up getting into reality TV?
So, all right, we're just gonna get super awkward here and do like most embarrassing stories.
I love awkward. That's like my favorite.
So I think I just turned 22. I was working at a bar as a waitress. And as a 22-year-old, what you like to do, you like to go out to bars and party. And there is a bar out in Utah that was really famous for sundowns, really. It was called Harrio's. And we would frequent there all the time. And my friend's like, hey, they're doing a hottest girl on MySpace contest. You should do it.
Nice. Hell yeah, you should.
So yeah, we did the contest. I ended up winning. And didn't think anything about it. I just got like t-shirts and like free drinks or whatever. But then a couple weeks later, I got a message on my inbox on MySpace that said, hey, we were doing a casting call for Rock of Love up at Harrio's and we didn't find someone. And the owner mentioned you. Would you be interested in doing an interview to be on the show? So I said, sure, not sure what this is, but okay. So the next day they had me at some hotel doing an interview and 2 weeks later it was on the show. I didn't really know what Rock of Love was. Didn't really know. I had to Google who Bret Michaels was, but
Kelsey bounded up those stairs like she definitely wanted to meet me. Now that's hot.
And I think the part about our season that was so great is because I watched the other two seasons after, and they're so into Bret. And everything's all about Bret. And like you could tell like every person there was like really wanting to be with Bret.
Amber, you are my rock of love.
And then you get to our season and it's just a bunch of party girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The couches are soaked with vodka. They can't keep their hands off of each other, and they're just making a complete disaster of this nice VIP area.
Yeah.
It was just a different demographic. I think it went from these hardcore like rockers who were really in to like the whole scene.
Seeing you face to face is like a dream come true for me. I had you plastered on my bedroom.
We got it. We're covered.
I'm not like a psychotic fan or whatever.
I am not a psycho fan, but I'm definitely obsessed with Bret.
And then you get to our season and it's like,
listen, I can't even spell elimination. I don't even know where I am. Hey,
you've got me and Farrah and Ashley and There was just a different vibe to it. Yeah, I mean, if it was like dating like someone from Blink-182 or Eminem, right, I would have been like all for it. Like, this is going to be my partner. This is who I'm going to get married to. But Bret Michaels, I didn't have that, you know. Yeah. But it was a chance to be on TV, and you're 22 working at a bar. Like, you're going to say no. You know, and I was at the point in my life where I'm like not looking to do anything career-wise. I'm not looking to settle down and start a family. It's the perfect opportunity to just be like, okay, let's just go do a reality show. You know what I mean? Like that was it.
That's awesome. So had you been to Los Angeles before?
No, I hadn't.
Oh, wow.
I hadn't really traveled anywhere. But the thing is with the Rock of Love bus, we were sent to Kentucky. Because we were following on tour.
Ah, I see.
So the first part of my journey is they're like, hey, you're in Kentucky. And I had to sit in a hotel room for 4 days by myself. And they don't give you any information because they're waiting for all the cast members to get there. And everyone had different flights and different times. So I was in a hotel room, and I wouldn't say a great hotel room, just kind of twiddling my thumbs for 4 days until they told us what was going on.
They had a nickname for you, Skipper. How did you get that nickname?
I think I was just like their little kid sister. I mean, me and Ashley were the same age, but they were well more experienced. Like when I first started, like I was very insecure. I'm such an introvert, and it's very hard for me to speak out. So I think day 4 or 5, I wanted to leave. And it wasn't until we had the skating challenge where they saw that I could skate really good. And so they're like, oh, we need her on our team. And after that, they kind of took me under their wing, and we became actually really good friends. And we just had a lot of fun together because it's very isolating, you know. And the other people on the blue bus, I mean, they weren't very genuine, and they're always like, come to our team. But it was like, you don't want me on your team. But Ashley and Farrah were actually really genuine. And I feel like out of the whole group, we were just focused on having a good time. And that's what we did. And I think that's what makes us so authentic, is that we were just trying to have fun and have a good time, where there were other people that were like worried about camera time and worried about how they looked.
So I've got some kick-ass news. I'm pet of the year. That's like a big deal. I mean, that's a huge deal. It's not caring what other people think. It's not appreciating that people are trying to devalue what I've accomplished in my life.
Poised and, winning dates and that kind of stuff.
Because I know that the producers, for the most part, they do let things happen how they actually happen. But there's also other things where they definitely have some influence, or if they want things to go a certain way, they'll kind of manipulate or encourage people to do that. Did you feel there was a lot of producer manipulation? Were there things that happened that we as the viewers didn't necessarily see?
I mean, absolutely. I would say there is a lot of stuff that is manufactured. Most of the stuff, and just in my season, I would say everything that had to do with Bret was pretty much manufactured, mostly not scripted, but they had an agenda. Like, you were going to do a contest. I mean, even the skating challenge, they saw me skating around so well. And so they beefed it up so that we wouldn't win. So it was almost a thing where like they could pick and choose who won challenges. So, but when we were just alone and it wasn't with Bret, there was no challenge going on. I mean, that's all free reign. Like, that was all us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. After it aired, did you watch it back?
Yeah, so I watched it when it aired after the reunion had already taped and everything. It was very hard for me to watch the show. God, I hate my voice and some of the things I do. I'm like, oh my God, Kelsey, you're such an idiot. Like, why would you say that? Like, Kelsey, you look so drunk right now. Kelsey, what are you doing? So it's like, you want to be very just critical of yourself.
That's normal. Yeah. And just because it comes across like that to you doesn't mean that everybody, I never thought anything about your voice. You said, I think you have a lovely speaking voice.
It's like you get to be a 21-year-old girl, but everything's videotaped. And guess what? It's going on in 50 different countries. I think one of the moments that made me laugh the most is I had a neighbor who went to prison and he came out and he's like, I watched your season. It was great. He's like, we loved Rock of Love in prison. We'd watch that shit every weekend. Like, we have been losing every single challenge, all of them. And so we had finally won our first challenge. It was the infamous pool dive scene that I did that won us the challenge.
All right, Skipper Barbie, are you ready?
I'm gonna do anything I can to win this challenge. I'll take my bra off.
All right. Woo! 9.5.
To get us to go to the theme park.
Yes.
I think that's where Sarah said I looked like Brett was kissing, or I looked like I was kissing my dad.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, that was the only time I spent with him. Like, I never won a date. I never got time with him. So that was the only time I'd ever spent with him. And it was pretty awkward to watch back. It was just like, ew, go, no. Yeah, we were going crazy. We were just taking shot after shot after shot. And then I just remember getting to the club when they're just like, John's like, you're supposed to be the representative. And we're like, 3 sheets to the win at this point. Like, you couldn't get us to compose ourselves. So yeah, me and Farrah, I don't know how it started, but we just started wrestling on the floor. And
it was really funny. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. And then John takes us back to scold us. And, that's bad. So he takes us to the bus so that we can calm down. And I don't know why, but Farrah calms down and she's like, okay, I'm good. And she goes back in. But I just got angry.
Fuck that. That's fucking bullshit.
Isn't anybody up there?
Bullshit. You want to go ahead, send me home. Whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Me and Kelsey are both upset, and so she runs off like a mad person and is going insane, and I don't know what's going on.
And I just remember just throwing stuff off the table, and I was super upset. And the more I thought about it, the more upset I was, and the more I was just like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't know why I'm here. I'm obviously I just had this terrible date. This isn't what I thought it was going to be. And so I just thought I'd escape. And so I left the bus and I ran, and there was a fence. And I think I tried to climb a fence, and Big John, who's so cute.
Kelsey.
You the fucking camera's away from me! I don't want to be here.
He comes and grabs me, pulls me off the fence, Kels, come on, you can't do this. And I was just like, no. And I just ran and fell and laid on the speed bump. But
so you did have a boyfriend while this was happening?
Yeah, so I didn't when I did the interview or anything, and I didn't think anything of it. And I just started dating this guy, and it was a week into the relationship, and he gave me an ultimatum, either be on this show or I'm done. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go on the show. And I was able to call him and talk to him through the hotel phones when we were in hotels being isolated. But yeah, I hadn't talked to him in a really long time. And I was like, I want to talk to him. I want to talk to him. They're like, no, no, no. And that's why I was freaking out and crying on the speed bump. And they finally let me talk to him. And he goes, F you, I hate you, click.
Oh, man.
I think I was just done. I think everyone's been to that point where it's go to bed, hit the couch, you can't do anymore.
I don't give a fuck about Brett. I don't.
But I hit that point, but it was on a speed bump. So it's I can't really sleep there. So what happened though, is I was I'm quitting the show. I'm done. I want to be done. So I actually asked to be off the show, and they're like, well, you can't just leave. And they're like, so they actually drove me around in a van for an hour.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I need a Red Bull. And this is what one of the producers told me afterwards, which is super embarrassing. Might as well share it though. So we went to a Chevron, and I go in, and there's no cameras, there's nothing. And the place is packed. There's like probably 10 people in there. And I'm going in with my arms like this, going, no autographs, no autographs. Like people who knew the fuck I was. Like, I mean, but they drove me around and they kind of got me sober enough. And they're like, here's your 2 options. I was like, well, I want to leave. Like, I don't want to continue with the show. And they're like, okay, well, we can do that and you can leave right now, or you can go save face and, see everybody and kind of have it be like an elimination.
Hey, you're walking too fast. Bitch,
She's pulling me.
You're walking too fast.
Farrah, Ashley, and Kelsey are so completely tanked. Wow, what the hell are you thinking? How the fuck could you come to elimination like this and hope that you stay?
And so I chose the elimination. So that's when you see me, Farrah, and Ashley, and they're carrying me up because it's just done at that point. And I knew I was going home, and I don't know if I would have made it any longer. I mean, that might have been my time, but I could have made it a little bit longer, but I
feel like you could have. I feel like you could have made it a little bit longer.
So I got to California to do the reunion show. One of the producers came in. They're like, okay, we're going to sit you here. We don't really have anything for you to do. And I said, okay, so I just flew all the way here just to be in the background. Like, I'm, kind of wish I had something to do with the show. Like, you're going to have someone belly dance that wasn't even on the show for a couple episodes. But like, I mean, I pretty had some significant moments. And he's like, well, let me get back to you. And so a couple hours later, I'm getting ready and he comes in and he goes, okay, so Natasha's going to have this part where she's going to speak. And he goes, I want you to start talking, saying about her porn, saying like, hey, you had to do a porno to show that you're a woman. And I was like, well, okay, I didn't know anything. So I get out there and I'm thinking that she's been made aware of this. Like I've been made aware of this, kind of like a scripted scene, which we've done multiple times. And so when I said that and she stood up, I just went like ghost face, like what is going on? And then I just remember just her coming at me.
Hold on. Because,
I do what?
Wait, stop.
What?
You do porn?
And 6 figures, baby. 6 figures.
Yeah,
Hold on.
6 figures. 6 figures.
Okay, Nathaniel.
Nathaniel.
What is she saying?
I have no idea.
And then I woke up in Big John's arms.
Oh my God. So you were knocked out completely.
Absolutely out. I was out for a couple minutes.
Damn.
I fell 6 feet and fractured my skull from here to here all the way through.
Oh my God. Wow.
I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, ICU for 1.
Oh my God.
It was a very serious injury. The doctor said if I get one more blow to the head, it could kill me.
Holy shit.
It was a very serious thing, which I mean, it still cripples my life. I still think about it. And which is why I feel I've never done many interviews or talked about it or things like that, because, you get online and it's like, you hear all these people, oh, you should have died, or I hope she hurt you, or oh, I hope she smacked some sense into you, stuff like that. But I'm under a contract. I've got a contract this thick. I can't say anything.
Oh my God.
You've seen the contract.
Oh yeah. They're crazy.
I can't tell my side.
Wow.
But
that sucks. So basically the producers fed you this ammunition of which to use against Natasha. And then you couldn't come out and say, actually, I wouldn't have, because basically what you're telling me is had the producers or had the other girls not encouraged you to say this, what you're telling me is you would not have said that, which I believe you because you didn't talk like that or say things like that prior to.
Yeah,
and she just took it out on you.
It was my job to do it according to the producers because I never had any beef with her at all. Never. She was on the same bus with me the whole time. I mean, I don't think I had direct conflict with really anyone unless it was playful drama that, me, Farrah, and Ashley were just being stupid about. I think the worst we got was, Taya with her real name or whatever.
Any guy in the world knows everything Hello.
But I never had anything to do with Natasha, but producers were like, if you want to get on air, this is what you need to do.
Wow.
So being so young and not knowing what the repercussions could be, and not knowing that this poor girl had no idea I was even going to say this, which is sad, and which is why I've never spoken out about it, is because I'm not going to speak out about someone that I might have done the same thing if someone were to attack my character. You know what I mean?
Yeah. God, that sucks. So you were in the hospital for 2 weeks. You had a fractured skull halfway across your head. Did you have physical issues and problems even after getting out of the hospital? Did you have like headaches or what? How did that impact you?
Yeah, so I had migraines, and then like when I was in the hospital, blood pooled at the back of my head, and they had to drain it. About 2 months after my surgery, I had a seizure. Nothing, I mean, it obviously could be a lot worse. I have a lot of anxiety and PTSD. I had a speech impediment for a while where I couldn't just get the words out. It took me a really long time, so I felt really self-conscious about that. But other than that, falling 6 feet onto your head and that's all you get is I'm lucky to just be where I'm at.
Oh my God, I am so sorry. That is awful. So did you contemplate any kind of legal action either against the production company or against Natasha? Was anybody talking about charges or anything? What was the fallout as far as like the legality of it?
I mean, so the second they learned that I was seriously injured, they got her out of there. To be honest, I don't even know her last name. But to go after her, I did speak with a lawyer. You've seen the contracts. They cover everything. They're this thick, when you sign on to the show.
Yeah.
They paid for all of my medical bills, which were very extensive.
Oh, the production paid for your medical bills? That's good. I was going to ask you that.
So
I'm sure it was not cheap.
Under our contracts, they pay for all of the medical bills, which that would have bankrupted me at that time.
Oh, yeah. Did the producers reach out to you when you were in the hospital, or did they check in on you?
John did.
Oh.
He checked in a lot. Brett did once. I was in contact with Lisa for a while.
Lisa, one of the producers, that was formerly Mark Cronin's wife, just in case anybody is wondering who Lisa is. So she reached out to you and just asked you how you're doing.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, but
That's
most
good.
of the contact I had was with John.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, John's so awesome. I can't wait I'm going to call him when we hang up and be like, we talked about you.
You totally should. And tell him I say hi and I miss him.
Certainly will. So did you ever, so nobody considered pressing charges against Natasha?
No, it was never, it never really crossed my mind to press charges against her. If anything, it was a split second about the company, but then they're like, hey, do you want to go on charm school?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. So you did get offered charm school. Did you get offered I Love Money or just charm school?
So I did get offered charm school, and I actually went out to LA and I did film their first, scenes, kind of like the get to know you or whatever. And I didn't end up getting picked, and they were just like, hey, this is just not the right show for you. Because one of the first questions they asked me was like, what makes you a bad girl? And I'm like, I don't know. I just didn't have the qualities they were looking for a show like that. And then I did get offered I Love Money 5. I had contracts out for that. And then the whole
Ryan thing happened. Yeah. So that didn't happen. Man, I would have loved to have seen you on charm school.
We love you so much, and you will be missed. Rest in peace, Kelsey.